We're counting down the 8 most overlooked car battery life extending secrets dealerships hope you'll never learn. From zero-cost fixes that tackle hidden killers to DIY techniques that can save you years of replacements, this list reveals proven strategies dealerships rarely share. Which method truly makes your battery outlast the odds? Let's begin the countdown with number 8. Loose batteries don't just rattle around, they quietly destroy themselves from the inside out. Every bump in the road shakes the battery plates, causing them to rub, shed material, and eventually short out. Service reports link countless early battery failures to nothing more than a missing or finger-loose hold-down bracket. Checking this takes seconds. Try to move the battery by hand. If it shifts even a little, tighten the bracket until the battery sits firm and solid. For a few minutes of effort and zero cost, you stop vibration from grinding down your battery's lifespan. This simple step, ignored by most dealerships during routine checks, can add years to your battery's life and prevent unexpected breakdowns. Mechanical stability isn't just a detail, it's the hidden foundation of battery longevity. Parasitic loads, sometimes called electric vampires, quietly drain your battery even when your car is off. These hidden draws come from things like alarm systems, memory seats, or a glove box light that never shuts off. A steady 80 milliamps of draw can leave a fully charged battery dead in about 1 week, especially in cold weather or if the car sits unused. Healthy cars typically show less than 40 milliamps of draw once all modules have gone to sleep. To catch these silent killers, use an inline ammeter at the battery ground. Wait 30 minutes after shutting off the car, then check the reading. If you see more than 50 milliamps, start pulling fuses one at a time to isolate the culprit, often an aftermarket device or a stuck relay. Fixing even a small drain can save you from chronic undercharging and extend your battery's life by years. Heat is the silent killer of car batteries. Manufacturer data shows that for every 10 degrees Celsius the temperature rises, battery life can be cut in half. High temperatures speed up the evaporation of electrolyte fluid, leaving the plates exposed and vulnerable to damage. In the peak of summer, batteries parked in the sun can reach internal temperatures over 60 degrees Celsius, accelerating chemical breakdown and causing early failure. Cold weather brings its own problems. When temperatures drop below freezing, a battery's starting power, its cold cranking amps, can fall by as much as 40%. That is why so many cars struggle to start on icy mornings, even if the battery seemed fine the day before. Simple habits make a difference. Park in the shade when possible, especially during heat waves. Use a windshield sunshade to lower underhood temperatures. In winter, insulate the battery or use a battery blanket if you live where cold snaps are common. These no-cost steps slow down chemical wear and help your battery survive the harshest seasons. Smart battery maintainers have quietly become the go-to tool for anyone who wants their car battery to last a decade. Unlike old-fashioned trickle chargers that can overcharge and cook a battery if left plugged in, smart maintainers use microprocessors to sense when the battery is full, then automatically switch to a resting, float mode. This cycling prevents dangerous overcharge and stops sulfate crystals from building up on the plates, a leading cause of early battery death. Fleet maintenance logs from taxi and delivery companies show that vehicles connected to smart maintainers during downtime suffer far fewer battery failures, even after years of service. For anyone with a car that sits for days or weeks, whether it is a classic in winter storage or a modern daily driver parked at the airport, plugging in a smart maintainer is a simple set-and-forget habit that keeps the battery topped up without risk. Look for features like automatic voltage detection, temperature compensation, and a float cycle. A quality maintainer costs less than a single new battery, yet can save hundreds in replacement costs over the life of your car. Corroded battery terminals act like invisible resistors, choking off the power your car needs to start and run smoothly. That green or white crust building up around the posts is not just ugly, it is a sign of a chemical reaction between the battery acid and the metal. often triggered by moisture or road salt. Even a thin layer can drop voltage by half a volt or more, enough to trigger slow cranking, dim lights, or a no-start complaint. Here's the real secret. More than 3 out of 4 batteries condemned by dealerships spring back to life after a proper terminal cleaning. No expensive tools required. Just disconnect the cables, scrub the posts and clamps with a mixture of baking soda and water, rinse and dry. Finish by tightening the clamps and adding a dab of dielectric grease or an anti-corrosion pad to keep future buildup at bay. Always torque the connection snug, but not so tight you damage the post. Done every few months, this 5-minute routine can rescue so-called dead batteries and restore full power flow, saving you hundreds and keeping your car starting strong for years. Not every car battery is sealed for life. Some still have removable caps, and those are the ones that quietly reward a careful owner. On serviceable batteries, the secret is keeping the lead plates fully submerged in electrolyte. When fluid drops below the top of the plates, exposed metal reacts with air, oxidizes, and loses capacity for good. That damage cannot be reversed. To check, look for flat slotted caps or a removable strip along the top. If you see them, pop each cover with gloves and eye protection in place. Only distilled water should ever go in. Not tap, not bottled, never acid. Fill just enough to cover the plates, leaving room for expansion. Overfilling can cause overflow and corrosion. Never try to open a sealed or maintenance-free battery. Manufacturers warn that prying these open can cause leaks, void the warranty, and make things worse. A monthly check in hot climates, or every few months elsewhere, keeps the chemistry right. This simple habit, skipped by most dealerships, can mean the difference between a battery that fails at 4 years and one that quietly lasts a decade. Voltage tells the truth about a battery's health, if you know what numbers to trust. A simple digital multimeter costing less than a tank of gas can reveal more than most dealership quick checks. With the engine off and the car sitting overnight, a healthy battery reads between 12.4 and 12.7 volts. Anything below 12.2 volts means the battery is already losing capacity, even if the car still starts. But voltage alone cannot catch every hidden problem. That is where cold cranking amps, CCA, come in. Cold cranking amps measure how much power the battery can actually deliver to start your engine on a freezing morning. Cheap testers can estimate this, but professional shops and dealers rely on advanced tools like the Midtronix GR8. For any warranty claim, they print a coded report. No printout, no replacement. This machine does not just check voltage, it simulates a heavy load, exposing weak cells that might pass a regular test. Owners who do a quick monthly voltage check at home and ask for a real load test when in doubt. Avoid the trap of replacing a battery that still has years left. Knowing your battery's actual numbers, not just how it feels, makes every replacement decision data-driven and keeps hundreds in your pocket over the life of your car. Desulfation and equalization stand as the last line of defense before giving up on a tired battery. When a battery loses power, it is often because sulfate crystals have built up on the lead plates inside, choking off the flow of electricity. Most dealerships skip straight to replacement, but controlled desulfation can bring a battery back from the brink, sometimes regaining as much as 65% of lost capacity. Laboratory tests confirm that equalizing a serviceable flooded battery at 15.5 volts for about 4 hours can dissolve these crystals. The process must be closely monitored, with safety gear in place and plenty of ventilation. Overdoing it risks overheating, venting dangerous gases, or boiling off electrolyte. So this is not for sealed batteries or those showing signs of swelling or leakage. For batteries that pass a load test but still crank slowly, a pulse desulfator offers a gentler approach. Field data from taxi and delivery fleets shows these devices can slow down sulfation and extend battery life by 10 to 30%, especially when used as a preventive measure. But no chemical additive or homebrew fix can undo physical damage. If the plates are warped or the battery fails a professional load test, it is time to recycle. For those willing to try, equalization and pulse Desulfation offer one last shot at saving a battery that would otherwise end up on the scrap pile. Done right, these advanced techniques can buy you months, or even another year, before you need to spend a dime on a replacement. Across all 8 secrets, one pattern stands out. Dealership timelines are not limits, but low expectations. Real battery longevity comes from knowledge, not routine replacements. Today, informed drivers can triple battery life. In car care, what you know isn't just power, it's years of savings and control.